Welcome into a Wednesday edition, Cinco de Mayo edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. A couple of minutes late on because of the margaritas that'll be served up here in an hour.
Started early, boys.
Compliments of the older Courtney brother, right?
That's right. We're a Courtney show.
Yes. Is that mine?
That's the TV.
Okay.
It's me. No, it's me.
Okay. Full house here on this Cinco de Mayo. No guests scheduled in the first hour. We will have Lloyd's brother coming in. I do hear a buzz somewhere.
It's somewhere. It's probably where that laptop's plugged in for Jackie Boy.
We will talk a ton about what's going on this weekend with LSU baseball. Tigers going to Auburn for a 3-game set that's going to start on Friday. It's going to start on Thursday at Plainsman Park. LSU got back into the win column. Some more good news possibly on the way for LSU basketball, as Will Wade was here earlier this week saying that he was just getting started on overhauling this roster, as there could be more good news before the end of the week for the basketball program. We will be drinking margaritas in the second hour today. Not sure how you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, one of the great holidays.
It is one of the great holidays.
Well, as a college student, Jack, it is the
your
number.
favorite?
It is the number one.
Really? That's your
Absolutely.
favorite?
I mean, Katie. College holidays. There's none better than a midweek reason.
Holiday.
Well, I think St. Patrick's Day is the universal. As Lloyd, it just destroys everything.
Should have just waited for the margaritas and I had an excuse.
Yeah, you really didn't have to act like you were trying to stay out of the shot. You could have just walked on.
But is the buzz gone or is it gone?
Buzz is gone.
You're welcome, boys.
Buzz is gone.
Yeah, mean bear crawl.
Great
awesome.
special ops work there by Lloyd Courtney.
Hey, Coach used to make me do the bear crawl all of the time.
Let's see here as we got coming up. All right, remember everything. Majestic Coffee, our coffee locally brewed daily here in South Louisiana. Compliments of Majestic Brew. You can find them on Instagram. You can also find them
DeliciousSips.com.
at DeliciousSips.com. Our phone conversations today, Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois, 8:30 this morning. Get your food questions inside of the bunker, as you can get your food questions in. Just ask the chef.
Lots of food today.
Yes.
Surely we're going to be asking him food, like Mexican food questions.
Mexican cuisine, right? Yeah.
I mean, does he even make Mexican cuisine?
Oh, I'm sure.
Are you asking if Chef Jean-Paul cooks Mexican food?
We've never talked about
you
Mexican
could
food
give that man a tire, you'd make you eat it, and it would
That's true.
taste good.
I'm not even a chef, and I would say that my expertise in the kitchen would be tacos. Just very easy.
Ground meat.
If you
That's
told
everybody's
me
expertise
if you
in the
told
kitchen.
me you're having people over, yeah, but that's the level of my expertise in the kitchen. If you told me you're having people over and you have to cook, bro, like you can't order out, you can't get it catered, you can't have somebody else do it. You got to cook. What's your go-to? I'm just easy, bro. I'm just going tacos. I can't screw this up that bad.
Couple
right?
flour tortillas, chicken breast, and a flank steak, and you're good to go, dude. Just watch it for about 2 seconds.
That's
and
fancy.
you're gravy.
I'm just thinking like ground beef.
sounds a lot like Lily.
I mean,
Oh,
come on.
Sounds
you're
a
going
lot
ground
like
beef?
Lily.
I guess
Flank
that's well, okay. If you've ever cooked flank steak, you put it on the grill for 2 goddamn seconds and flip it over again, and it's ready.
Or you put ground beef in a pan on your
Oh,
stove.
that's probably
and pour
ready,
the
too.
seasoning
Let me
in.
know if you
Yeah.
need any deer meat.
Yes, I know you like to leave it out.
Still getting the prep stuff down. All right, so we will talk a lot about LSU Auburn coming up this
Wednesday?
weekend. This weekend, that's a series that starts on Thursday.
Yeah.
Some more national stories that I want to get to, and I really want to start here. And this may be a weird entry point. Last night, the Pelicans played the Golden State Warriors on a back-to-back after Steph just went off 2 nights ago and got 40. The Pelicans were able to win the game last night, 108-103. Curry had 37 last night as he was 13 of 31 from the field. But Lonzo Ball was the story last night as he got 33. Lonzo playing pretty good over the last couple of days, last couple of weeks in stretch. He was 11 of 23 from the field last night. Pelicans get the win, 108-103. And now Pelicans will take off for a 5-game road stretch. Not where I want to start in the NBA there, as I think that the Pelicans are now in the lottery and they're going to miss the playoffs and they're going to miss the play-in tournament. Did you see what Russell Westbrook accomplished last night?
Was it or the other night 24?
He got another triple-double.
Last night?
You're talking about the 24 rebound game?
That was two. That was
2 nights
It was
ago.
two
That was
nights
2
ago.
nights,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what
I
did
didn't see
it?
last
But what
night.
did it accomplish for him for his career? For this season, over the last 4 years, Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple double. I mean,
That's crazy.
no, it's
unfathomable.
absolutely wild to say that out loud. He has now 178 triple doubles in his career. The career record is Oscar Robertson.
Who's
who
that? I don't even know who
is-
that is.
The Big O.
The Big O. Just kind of, he was Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan.
I mean, this
Where did he
season's
play?
straight up averaging a triple double.
I'm saying this is the 4th straight year that he has averaged a triple double.
You want
I
to see
mean,
his last 5 games?
his last game out, he had 20 assists and 20 rebounds. There's only one other player in NBA history to do that. You know who it is, Jack? You know who we were talking about a couple of weeks back? About
Big
his
ol'
greatness?
Wilt.
Chamberlain is the only other guy that has done that in NBA history. Now, I know Westbrook's teams have not ultimately won at the highest level, but we do have to remember that Westbrook has played second fiddle in his career to guys like Kevin Durant, James Harden twice, now playing alongside Bradley Beal, who's one of the great scorers in the league. And for the last 4 seasons, to average a triple-double, and again, I know that the team accomplishment is not there, and that may be why the spotlight is not shined so bright on what he is doing night in, night out. But overall, I think this will be a time in sports that we look back on
Like he did that.
and say out loud, like, holy shit,
What was it?
4 years this guy averaged a triple-double every single night. He was getting you double figures in 3 of the stat columns every night he stepped on the floor.
That's like 05 Kobe averaging 42.5
Yes.
for a month.
Well, that's what kind of Steph Curry was doing. I mean, Steph was doing that in
Last month he had 93s in a month. Are you kidding?
the
me?
month of April. I mean, we are experiencing and seeing some of the great.
Here's Westbrook's last 5 games. So one with the Spurs, he had 22 points, 13 rebounds, 14 assists. Versus the Lakers, he had 18 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists. Versus the Cavs, he had 15 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. Versus the Mavericks, he had 42, 10, 9, and then game you were just referring to, 14, 21, and 24. That's bonkers.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it really is to think when you say out loud what his numbers are every single night and what he brings to an NBA floor every single night. It's just amazing to think what we see and how much, not that we disrespect it, that we just don't talk about it
That's what I was going to say. We don't talk about it.
because we expect it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when you go back, remember the first year he did it was absolutely headline news because it's something that we had never seen before since Oscar Robertson, and it was almost this. It was one of these, they put in the pantheon of sports, like, is this record
Yeah.
untouchable? And then Russell does it, and it was a big deal. And in terms of the NBA, yes, like averaging a triple double. Then he does it again and again and again, and we're like, all right, maybe it's not that big a deal. But he's still the only guy that's ever done it like this. So
You know how hard it is for a guard? The only guard to ever do that was like Rondo. And now this is a normal thing.
Right. I mean, it's just the way that he impacts and affects the game it's amazing. I mean, it really is. It's incredible the way every single night that he
brings
impacts.
it, too.
Yeah, he does, man. He's a hell of a competitor. And I know that the knock and the criticism on him is going to be ultimately the lack of team success. And I think when you talk about Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, it's a fair comparison when you discuss their impact on the team. I mean, think about what Chris Paul has meant to the Phoenix Suns, just the Phoenix Suns since they picked him up. And I have been a huge detractor of Chris Paul in the sense of just why don't his teams win? It's comparable to me like a quarterback in football. Paul feels like a quarterback in football when you pick him up.
Oh, he's
Getting
an
a good
awesome
point
coach.
guard, getting a point guard that is an extension of the coach on the floor that really sees the game like Paul does. Chris Paul makes the game of basketball look very easy. The game is very hard. I mean, it is an extremely tough game to master in the way that Chris Paul makes it look very easy around the world's elite.
How small he is. We forget how small he is. How he can just pick his spots and pull up.
Sorry, there's been a spider coming down by your head this whole time.
Did you get it?
I did get it.
Nice.
I cannot ignore that anymore. Freaking out over
But
here.
think about the Paul effect on just Phoenix, right? Phoenix, #1 seed in the West right now. A record now of 47-18. Rewind the tape 365 days. 1 year ago, their record was 23-39 and 13th in the West. Right now, they're first in the West with a 47-18 record. Now, I mean, like, the parts of the roster are ultimately the same. The only difference is Chris Paul on the roster. I mean, his effect is enormous. Does that mean that they'll win the championship? Probably not, because they haven't in years past. But when you think about two of the point guards that the NBA has every night in Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul and the effect that they have on the game, and really how much we don't talk about it, is amazing. Because I think that we're going to look back on this time period and look at what Russell Westbrook is doing every night and just say, damn, that is incredible what this dude is doing.
Well, it just doesn't translate to wins, so that's why nobody's talking about it. And then you have Chris Paul, who isn't stuffing the stat sheet the same way, but I would disagree with you. Everywhere he's gone, he's been a winner. They haven't won a championship, but everywhere he goes, they improve by, whether it be 5, 6, or now like 30 wins. But wherever he goes, he changes the culture of the team. People hate him for it, or they love him for it, because if you're Phoenix, Devin Booker was halfway out the door. He's like, I'm not going to stick around here and put up 40 and then lose by 20. So then they brought in Chris Paul. That changes the complete dynamic of the team.
No. It's a great debate in sports. I mean, the Chris Paul debate is such a polarized. It's a sports radio topic that you can debate.
It's evergreen.
All day. It is. I mean, it is a July topic if there has ever been one. You know what I mean? Just something that you can go to and argue for an hour and a half on how good and relevant he is. But when you just look at the impact that he makes on teams, and another one, I mean, Paul's time, I mean, in Houston, I mean, he had to play a different type of game next to James Harden.
If he didn't pull his hamstring, they would have beaten
They
the
win.
Warriors.
Yeah, they
Right?
win. They win.
Yeah.
They win.
Because I heard there was a debate yesterday. It was Allen Iverson versus Russell Westbrook. I mean, AI played 14 seasons, Westbrook's played 13, and like the numbers are pretty much comparable. Who you taking?
Just because I grew up more watching
the
Allen
culture
Iverson,
aspect.
and just from a personal standpoint, he's one of my all-time favorite athletes. But I think for this generation's, sports fan, NBA fan, that Russell Westbrook's that guy. Whatever you just did, that was it.
That's it.
But it just went back. But whatever you just,
that one chord.
whatever one chord you were just messing with. Yep. But whatever you just did, you zapped it.
A lot of people will say AI just because he was so little, and like Westbrook is just a freak of nature the way he's built. It's like, well, that's just expected to put up a triple double, and you're built like that. AI, I mean, 5'9" in basketball shoes, breaking guys' ankles. It's just like you don't expect that. So I think it adds something to it.
Playing amongst the trees, man.
Yeah.
All right, killer story for LSU baseball, man. Head coach Paul Maneri yesterday spoke with reporters on Tuesday and announced that catcher Hayden Travinski had torn his UCL in his right elbow and will miss the remainder of the season. That is going to take Tommy John surgery as a catcher.
Second guy to go down with the UCL.
Yeah.
Jaden Hill had a UCL.
Hayden Travinski goes out. So now without Travinski, sophomore Alex Milazzo takes over again as the LSU starting catcher. Jake Wyeth will serve as the primary backup. Doty's there as the third catcher this season. But Hayden Travinski, who had been a source of power for LSU, at least in the lineup, and given a little bit of durability behind the plate, is going to be out for the rest of the season. So a bummer of a story for LSU baseball as they will start their first of a 3-game set versus Auburn over at Plainsman Park coming up on Thursday night.
What's that place like? What's the Plainsman Park like? Anybody been?
Very dull
Oh,
because their team's no good.
Okay.
You know, I mean, but as far as facilities go,
That's what I meant.
it's nice. You know, I mean,
Auburn's making upgrades all over the place now. Though. I don't think baseball is very high on that list of what they're trying to improve upon, but the football just got a major facelift.
Major facelift for the football facility. I mean, they're trying to keep up with the LSUs and the Alabamas of the world with a new locker room, a new football facility, and then I tell you what's phenomenal is their basketball arena. If you're looking for a new age basketball arena on how to build and how to attract this day and age fans, Auburn's basketball arena is the prototype. I mean, it's smaller. They cut out seats. You're not going to get as many walk-ups and as many people to basketball games as you were in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. There's just different options out there unless you're, putting together a year in, year out championship level program. But I mean, suites, the high level suites.
Really?
That's the name of the game now.
The court level suites.
Wow.
That you can watch the games on, the courtside seats, which I heard some rumors through LSU that they may be bringing back the courtside seat.
I love that.
For both women's and men's basketball. Just with the interest that's being kicked up here early. But Auburn's basketball arena is, I've heard from way too many coaches and from way too many basketball people that cover the sport that have talked about just how cool of a place that is. Ole Miss, the new pavilion, is similar in that they took out more seats and added more of that environment that is on top of you, which a lot of basketball, when you get into, very comfortable, I mean, think about some of the gyms that you're in and love watching basketball. I mean, I think that, was it you and I that were talking about the top 5 venues out there that Barstool was putting out? I mean.
So Big Cat, it was courts, but I mean, it's pretty much like arena. So,
right.
I mean, it was this typical assembly hall, the Dean Dome. Surprise, it was Arkansas's.
Really?
Bud Walton?
Yeah.
Bro, that place is, I've been there, and I was there when it was
90 minutes out.
I mean, when it's right, it is rocking. Now, I will say this, it's very similar to it's an older arena. I mean, it's
like
a ton of seats. It's huge in capacity. When they're not any good, I mean, it is very, very hollow in there. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people in there, and it's a huge arena.
I got a bone to pick. I don't like Rupp Arena. I think it falls into that trend of it was a little like a knockoff NBA where it's 18,000. Yeah. It's too wide.
Well, it's not on campus.
Yeah, it's like in downtown.
It's in downtown Lexington.
Weird.
It's attached to the mall. You can get there through the mall. I mean, it's just because basketball is the main draw of Kentucky.
Funny.
So basketball in the mall, knock out both in one fell swoop.
For real.
What some jean shorts and go watch some hoop.
Yeah,
and if you put in as your favorite
college arena, my favorite college arena, or one that I would want to see the most. The one that I want to go watch a basketball game is Hinckley Fieldhouse, where Butler plays.
Overall, just appeal of the stadium.
And then I'd like to get to Fog Allen. Yeah. I'd like to watch a basketball game at the University of Kansas.
What about the PMAC? Does it need an upgrade?
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
Upgrade?
Yeah.
Tremendously. And
why doesn't that happen?
And it's about to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They just got.
It's got to.
They just got the igniter. I mean, they just got the wick. I mean,
surprising to me that it hasn't yet.
It's bad.
The logistics of it all are terrible too. It's just it's a tough undertaking, huh?
Well, and I think the ownership is still like the city owns it, or it's not a university facility or something to that effect, where there was a big political back and forth on it, where it just kind of kept getting kicked to the back. Now, the last upgrade they did was like the seating, where they changed the seats out. They used to have those old like colored seats where it was like one was
Superdome style
yellow, one was gold, one was orange. I mean, it was like kind of this weird look where, I mean, that was there when John Brady was still the coach. I mean, I think they changed the seats like in 2007. But since then, it has continuously just fallen to the back end of the conference and the country as far as facilities go. Now, the practice facility, when it was opened, in 2007 was nice for its kind, but they left out some of the essentials. I mean, there's no coaches' offices, and there's no weight facility in there, which is, people come and see it for the first time, and they're like, well, I mean, all of the amenities are beautiful. The locker room, the training area, the basketball floors are fantastic. The locker rooms are great. But where do you work?
So we went and they were in those recliners. That's where they work.
Yes, that's right. I mean, like Katie and I went and saw
Will Wade. We took him the shorts
to drop off some merchandise to him. And, we walked into the facility, and he was working in the locker room.
In a recliner.
And he's sitting in a recliner working in the locker room writing his practice report.
Build the man in office.
Well, it's coming. I mean, Mulkey and Wade will have some of the best facilities in the country within the next 5 years.
I've been in Gino's office, and let me tell you that.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. I mean, Jack's from Storrs, Connecticut. I mean, UConn has one of the dominant basketball programs,
from men's and women's
both men's and women's.
They share, and it's unreal.
And yeah, I mean, some of the facilities, I know that they have looked at a couple of prototypes of facilities that they would like to copy in expanding their own. Oklahoma State has great facilities. Arizona has great facilities. Who's got a fantastic facility is VCU, where Will Wade's coming from. Wade and VCU,
Smart run.
they have they built a facility up at VCU that a lot of people from around the country come to emulate on just the ease of access and how efficient the building is. A lot like the LSU football facility now. I mean, the efficiency rate of LSU football has gone through the roof with the amount of resources and the upgrades to the facilities that they saw over the last couple of seasons. LSU basketball is due for that. But I think there is great opportunity on that side of campus. When you talk about the Maravich Center, when you talk about the track and field facility.
I heard they're going to try and redo the track or renovate it.
That whole area. I mean, you could turn that into a basketball track field, that field house area over there, the gymnastics facility that sits right there. I mean, you could turn that into a huge upgrade of facilities right there. I mean, you talk about prideful programs that doesn't get a lot of run, but the LSU track and field program is one of the most decorated in college track and field. I mean, they are one of the primary players in the state, in the country, in the sport. So I don't know what how much money they make, or they make any money at all, but a facility upgrade would make a lot of sense for that program, especially if now you've got Mulkey, you've got Wade, and the basketball facility needs to be upgraded as well. I know that there are a couple of plans that they are talking about, but it seems like it is way past due on making those plans reality for the basketball fans and program, because not only do you have to keep up in recruiting, not only do you have to
race, man.
A huge arms race,
but you also have to keep your coaches happy. I mean, I'm sure Will Wade, when he showed up, was like, all right, I'll take the job, but can we get an office? I'll give you,
boy.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of, I would say a couple of months, not 3 years. I guess, I mean, it gets a testament to what Will Wade wants to build here, that he's just doesn't care that much about his own personal workspace.
Well, I think that Will has understood that he has lost, even though he has been very successful as a basketball coach here, he has lost some negotiating power with some of the public relations and some of the things that have happened around the program. From my standpoint, as we said after the tournament run, I think it is now time to start to start rewarding that success for Will Wade and the basketball program.
Yeah, you see where we were before?
Well, not only that. I mean, the comparison of where you were to where you are now is that writes itself. But the success level and what they have had to operate under, the cloud in which they've had to operate under. I mean, did you see Vital's tweet 2 days ago? saying that he spoke to a high-level Power 5 coach, saying that it's absurd, ridiculous on the delay and time that it's taking the NCAA to come down with these infractions. And I was coming back to Vital and quote tweeting saying that it sounds like Vital is giving himself an out because they know that the NCAA is telling people that they don't have anything
What about
on LSU. But what they have been giving LSU basketball, and I don't know when the ruling is going to come, but LSU basketball has been operating with this NCAA cloud hovering over its head for the last 3 years. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Unfair or fair. I'm not here to debate that. What is the facts is that LSU has experienced that success on the basketball floor for the last 3 years, with the majority of that time operating under a black cloud of suspicion that the entire sport has already judged guilty without a ruling on LSU's program. But in that time span, they've won more games than anybody in the conference in a regular season standpoint. They've been to 3 straight tournaments. If you have the 2020 tournament in play, they're making the NCAA tournament. So 2 out of the 3 last seasons, 2 out of the last 3 years, they're tournament teams, but one of those seasons a tournament didn't exist. If it does, they're in. And the roster that they're putting together now, reward this guy. Giving him an extension. You don't have to give him more money. I don't even think you have to give him a raise as far as the yearly salary goes. But give him more years for what he's been doing and accomplishing. Because if the day comes where they do rule and ultimately they do say what we all know, we don't have shit on y'all. We don't have anything. We've just been praying and hoping that your administration would fire this guy because he's been embarrassing us at every turn. We want to come down and throw an iron fist at this guy, but we can't legally because we don't have anything. So we were just hoping that you guys would fall to public pressure and fire him before we could make a move.
You get us when you report North Carolina for those fake classes, right?
Exactly. And they know that deep down. I mean, I saw where they flagged UTEP. UTEP on analysts doing more than the job called for the football program. You think LSU and Alabama's analysts are playing by the rules?
I didn't even know there were any. Like, I know you can't go on the field, but what does that mean? You're trying too hard at your job?
Like they came down at UTEP really and said like they were doing more hours, or they were committing more time than they should be. Like, you want to crawl up the big program's ass and start accounting for hours of analysts and what they're doing?
You think they were filling in you think they were punching a clock?
I mean,
you think they were filling in a timesheet? These people, they go there whenever they got hired and they haven't left yet.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It is the process is a joke. The organization is a joke. I saw where they extended and gave Mark Emmert a raise.
How much money did they give him?
Oh, LSU played him like a fiddle.
I mean, it's like, wait, huh? I mean, think about everything that has embarrassed the NCAA over the last year. Forget the last 3 years. Just talk about the last calendar year and how embarrassing that organization has been. They just gave their president an extension and more money in Mark Emmert. LSU basketball is the most successful program in the SEC over the last 3 seasons, making the tournament 3 straight years, bringing in player after player after player, year in, year out. Extend this guy. Pay him. Because if the day comes where LSU is ultimately cleared and you don't have him extended or paid and somebody says, hell, we need a basketball coach. Wade looks like he's available. And they call his agent and say, would you guys listen? And they say, yeah, why not? And in a world where people only care about winning basketball games, nobody gives a damn about what's going on off the floor in recruiting, obviously. Poll the LSU fans. Poll the Arizona fans. You know why Sean Miller got fired at Arizona? You know why he got fired? Because he wasn't winning.
All that talent.
Because he wasn't going to the postseason. Because the last time they did go to the postseason was with DeAndre Ayton, the guy that he was paying $10,000 a month out of his own pocket. They only won a game. I mean, they only care about winning basketball games. Will Wade wins basketball games. When it comes out that he's cleared and this program is cleared and he's not extended or he's not signed to a contract where he's secure at LSU, and he's open for business, there's a lot of people out there that want winning basketball coaches.
Put a ring on it.
I mean,
Marry that man. Don't let him be out there flirting.
At least give him some better facilities.
Yeah, or buy him a house.
do what you got.
You got to start making a commitment to this relationship a little bit.
I mean, we've done our part. You know what I mean? Wade's camp has to be saying, what else do you want from us?
A natty.
Pay me. I'm on the doorstep. Or you know what? Give me my coach's offices in my weight room so my guys don't have to walk across the street in the rain to lift weights every day.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Because Kansas isn't doing that. Oklahoma State's not doing that. Alabama's not doing that.
VCU, I'm looking at it right now. That thing's unreal.
How about that facility?
VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University.
You know whose eyeballs and brains that came out of?
Willie Wade.
He was a part of the process. Daily, we're brought to you by Falaya Real Estate right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. If you want to sell your house by yourself and save thousands, it's do-it-yourself for selling your house. Falaya.com is where you reach them online, or you can call Barrett Blondo this morning, 225-939-6153, or online, Falaya.com. Download the app, Google App Stores. It's the Falaya app if you're looking to sell your house this summertime, thinking about trying for sale by owner, then you got to check out Falaya. Listing plans start at $399. Sell your house by yourself. Save thousands with Falaya. For more information, visit Falaya.com or download the Falaya app today. If you want to sell your house by yourself, it is do-it-yourself on steroids with Falaya Real Estate. Download the app, Google App Store, or inside of your Apple App Store, or online at Falaya.com. All right, we got Cinco De Mayo here, which we are celebrating here on this Wednesday, and we will have drinks and queso in the second hour. We will also have Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois in, so if you've got food questions, jump inside of the bunker. We'll get them asked and answered coming up here inside of 1 hour, and looking forward to it. A lot of people inside of the bunker right now talking about facilities around the SEC. Brett Moore says Arkansas has huge backers, enormous amounts of money in Fayetteville.
It's almost embarrassing how much
they love to. They got great support.
Tyson Chicken is a huge donor to Arkansas. Jerry Jones.
I was going to say there's a guy in Dallas.
Owner of the Dallas Cowboys whose grandson is on the football roster as a walk-on quarterback.
How easy? He's a walk-on. They didn't give him he probably wouldn't take a scholarship.
Yeah,
he doesn't need it. But how easy of a decision is that to make if you're a head coach? Like, probably give one to Jerry Jones,
Right?
like second cousin from the other side of the family. Just get him involved.
LSU gave John Gordon McKernan a preferred walk-on a couple of years ago.
I mean, good for him.
John Gordon McKernan knew that there was not probably going to be a day where I played, but Ed Ogeron also knew that, hey, man, I can pick up the phone and ask a favor from a pretty big resource if I've got your son.
But he was a good high school player, right?
Great high school player.
He won a state title, huh?
Great high school
Couple
player.
of them.
And then 1 year with Burrow on the roster, wins a natty at home. And you know what? It says, I want to be a Kappa Sig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just going to get the frat life, dude, and I'm just going to live this thing up.
He's probably walking through the tunnel when they're warming up and like seeing his boys like, this was fun, but that looks like a good time.
I'll be there next year. I'll be there next year.
Throw me one.
Yeah, right. So, but Arkansas, Jerry Jones, you got Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Walmart money
Every Walmart.
in Arkansas. What's that?
What else are they saying in the bunker? Who else has the best facilities?
Well, I mean, people are just talking about the support that people are getting around the conference. And Bill Self has just signed a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
So did Bruce Pearl.
Oh, Pearl got a lifetime?
I mean, Pearl got a extension at Auburn. I don't know if it's lifetime, but Bill Self's his lifetime contract at Kansas. Because Kansas understands that it's more important to have their basketball coach put in place than give and hand over the information that the NCAA is asking for. They have no subpoena power. They've got no right to call anybody to a witness stand. They hold no power in the sense of that they can
They can't do
charge
anything.
you. I mean, they have no power. So Kansas is just saying, you know what? F you. We're signing self to a lifetime contract, even though you say you've got 5 level 1 violations on the basketball program. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Try me.
We'll pay our coach, and we'll see what happens.
How embarrassing do you think everybody that complied with the NCAA feels? Like, even if you go back to the death penalty with Pony Excess, like, they literally had to make them admit the fact that they got caught. Like, if you watch the 30 for 30, that guy's sweating over there because if I don't say one goddamn sentence, we get out of there scot-free.
That's it.
And as soon as I said it, it was like hyenas looking at me. He's like, oh, I just did it. I stepped in it.
That's it. I mean, the playbook is out on the NCAA.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to it.
I mean, you just say
it's a phone call you can ignore.
You just got to point and laugh them down the road.
It's like student debt.
You know, I mean, the fact that they are still swimming around.
Yeah, just ignore it, dude. It goes away.
Or it's like those stoplight tickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Come and
Just
get
kinda
me.
Like, yeah, right. Just
They're
take
not doing anything.
Take your
People that pay
Seattle,
those.
Washington mailing address and kiss my ass.
So
Okay.
bizarre.
I'll get right to that.
Yeah, exactly.
So much money.
It's crazy.
And
What a
people pay
racket.
them. People
What
freak
a
out and pay
racket.
them.
And that's what has to be their thought is if, like, all right, if we give 100 tickets away, we just get 10 of them
Yes.
back. We're like, well, we got to keep doing it. It just
David
makes
used
sense.
to pay him. I
Yeah.
was like begging him, stop paying these. Nothing's going to happen
Really?
to you, I
don't have to
promise.
pay them?
No, you don't
No.
have to pay them.
Dude, forget how young you are.
Exactly. And what a great thing to learn.
A
at
lot of
21.
people
Yeah.
don't know that. A lot of people
mean,
don't know that. It's not a
I
young.
got
No.
LSU parking tickets.
Oh, dude.
Okay, you do have
Don't-
to pay those, right?
You don't have to pay those. Never paid a single one of them. They put them on the fee
Don't
bill.
they
They
put
just
like
kind
a
of like.
freeze though on your
Oh,
account?
what?
Or
I mean,
something?
what, I'm not gonna come
Like,
back to
you
school?
can't register for classes.
Oh,
if you
That
don't
never
pay
happened
them.
to me.
Sorry, I parked at the school I go to.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to go to
I know,
class.
right?
Yeah, don't worry about those.
That's what happened to us. Like I couldn't register for classes the next semester if I didn't pay my parking tickets. That's the thing.
This comes from April 27th. The NCAA Board of Governors unanimously voted to extend President Mark Emmert's contract through December 31st, 2025. The news item was announced Tuesday as one of the line news items buried within a larger update after the board's quarterly meeting. This is coming from Sports Illustrated from SI.com. He's the 5th president in NCAA history and has been in the role since 2010. Emmert previously, blah, 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 blah.
Filler.
Yes.
Get to the meat of the story.
He makes $2.7 million a year.
Oh, we were trying to lure him away.
Mark Emmert, I mean, think about how bad Mark Emmert has been at his job. Forget the last 3 years. For the last year, to the way that the NCAA women's tournament was handled, to the public relations and the way that it was answered after it was handled in that direction,
Just gonna ignore it.
to the way that the NCAA March Madness contract was renegotiated and how that thing was bungled up over the last contract negotiation, which is really the golden nugget of the NCAA. That's how they live. That's how that $2.7 million goes into Mark Emmert's bank account every single year, is because of the NCAA tournament. With him as the head of the committee, the last negotiation between the rights of the tournament and the NCAA was a contract that backtracked the NCAA decades. When you talk about the negotiation in which Emmert oversaw, they extended him through 2025. If you, me, anyone listening to this show was as bad as Emmert was at his job over the last year, if you want to open up that window and go the last 3 years, we'd have been fired. We'd have been let go.
Even COVID was a disaster of college football. You had one conference we'll play, everyone was like, well, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to do my thing. And in one conference, like, what? Wait. And it was just a disaster.
I mean, if you want to make a comparison to jobs, would you not say it's very much like Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner? Like, just stand in front of these arrows and take them, and you can keep your job, dude. Like, he just gets, he's a whipping boy, and it's just like, all right, if you want to take those shots, we'll give you $2 million because they're kind of, the bankroll is limitless.
He's a whipping boy, but for who? Like, if you're a conference, do you really need him?
No.
Do you really need the NCAA? The NFL has to have Goodell. He's the face of the 32 teams of the ownership, so he's kind of the wall that keeps you from going after Jerry Jones or going after Robert Kraft. You just go after Goodell, and Goodell gets them back the message. Mark Emmert, I mean, you think Scott Woodward really gives a damn? I know that they have a personal relationship and that they're even family members because of their kids being married. But from a business standpoint, ultimately, Emmert doesn't have a lot of He doesn't have a lot of power or say.
I don't think it's even power or say. It's just the fact that you need a figurehead if you're going to be looked at as a legitimate organization. It's like, I know this thing kind of runs itself because it doesn't do anything. But if you don't have a president of something, then it's like, well, what are we doing here? Why does it exist? So he's very much there just as like, well, look how official the structure is. We have the head of it, and then everything kind of trickles down. And
Greg Sankey this July say, smell ya, we're playing college football.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Well, that's what it was for, is to protect the conferences, and then the conferences started realizing, like, they're kind of coming after us, so we're going to do our own thing.
I mean, Sankey is the most powerful person in college sports just because his conference makes the most money, right?
Right.
And he did COVID the best, by far.
I mean, that's ultimately kind of what it comes down to. I mean, where's the money? Where's the interest? Where's the eyeballs? Well, ESPN and the SEC just signed a $1 billion deal, long-term deal. When you're talking about ABC now picking up the SEC Saturday games and the ESPN schedule that's coming along with the SEC, billion dollars. I mean, no other conference can compete with that. I know that the Big Ten has huge amounts of money.
First to do the conference, like the SEC TV network. We're the first one to do that.
But just the interest, man. I mean, it's just, I think that's what makes Sankey the most powerful person in sports, and that's what makes almost Emmert laughable. But $2.7 million a year, man.
Bro, he's laughing at us.
Get it? Yeah, absolutely.
Talk all the shit you want, dude. I'm going to the Bahamas.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Turks and Caicos on a private plane.
It is. I mean, the joke's on us for sure. I mean, he while we're pointing and laughing at him, I mean, he's cruising by in his yacht waving.
I would take that job in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. At $2.7 million a year? And I don't even have to be good at my job?
You don't have to do anything.
I mean, I could just kick this thing around.
Yeah, you get great tickets.
Daily, we're brought to you by Nevadis, a custom software development service right here in Baton Rouge. If you want to get in touch with Randall Nachman, very easy to get in touch with Nachman and his crew over at Nevadis. They're located over at the Tech Park on Florida Boulevard in Baton Rouge, but dial them up today. 308-6960, 225 area code 308-6960, or if you want to send them a email, very easy to do at hello@nevadis.com. Just send them hello@nevadis.com if you want to get in touch with Randall Nachman and his crew. But we tell you all the time, custom-made web designs, custom-made mobile apps as they're helping us out, doing great work. Randall Nachman and his crew over at Nevadis. Check them out at NOVATEUS.com. That's Nevadis.com.
And sick hats.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I've been squeezed out of this hat situation. I feel like I talked a little too early, and no, I think Jordy made a power play there and said, "Don't you worry about that."
Nobody else is gonna have a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about those. Don't worry about those hat requests, Randall.
Jordy's got 3 in his closet.
We'll be back. Reset. We'll get you set. Cinco de Mayo here. We're celebrating here on the Jordy Culotta Show. No guest in the first hour. We will be active in the second hour as what's your Sean Lloyd from Modesto. Is going to come by here.
Sean Lloyd. You sound like my mother when we get in trouble when we were kids. It's like, Sean Lloyd, one of you mother beepers, get in here. Like,
Sean and Lloyd. Sean Courtney from Modesto will be here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Then at 8:30 this morning, Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois will be here from Duck Camp Dinners, and of course he'll be out in I believe he's out in the East Coast still.
No, he was at Grand Isle for his birthday weekend, and he had a couple of drunk pictures that he sent out there that were he put them on his Instagram, so I feel fine talking about it. It looks like he was back in Louisiana. It caught him a little bit. It stumbled him, but he got right. But he was fishing out there with his mama,
bouncing up the ropes.
Yeah, yes, exactly. He came back to where it all started, and he got hit with the haymakers. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Back in Louisiana. That's how we do it down here.
All right, we'll ask you about that heavyweight bout back down in South Louisiana at 8:30 this morning. If you got food questions for our guy, get inside of the bunker. We're taking all your questions there. We will ask and get them answered from the chef. And remember, daily we are driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, LaPlace, Louisiana, and brand new used car lot here in Florida Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Go Chevrolet, GEAUX, Chevrolet.com. More Jordy Culotta Show when we come back. Are you self-employed? then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com to learn more. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in LaPlace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard.
Please speak.
Attaboy.
That's what we're here
Just
for.
got a message from somebody listening. I guess we could say it.
Randall
I don't know.
Nachman,
Oh,
yeah.
do you think we're big on the police force here?
He doesn't care.
Randall
Wires
over
are
at Nevadis was talking about tearing up the
He
the
said y'all
stoplight
just saved me
tickets.
$150 on traffic tickets.
I mean, we all have to go through that moment. We all
Yeah.
have had that moment. I think that we've all stressed the speed limit, the speeding ticket. The traffic light ticket. I know I have, and I've been cutting the check in public somewhere or going to drop it off somewhere, and somebody was like, yo, dumbass, you're not going to send that traffic light ticket, are you? And I was like, well, yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not
Follow the
getting
rules.
scooped up on some dumbass traffic light law, right? He was like, look where you're mailing that to. And I looked down and it's like going to like Tacoma,
it's like
Washington.
some attorney in Dallas.
Yeah,
it's like
it's like
pretending
going
to
out of
harass
state,
you.
and it's like he's like, bro, you think that they're going to come track down their money for you in Baton Rouge off some stoplight
$100.
ticket for
Have
25
you ever
bucks?
gotten a picture of yourself on your
Yes,
stoplight ticket?
I have.
Like running the red light,
Well, I
and
think
they
that's
send
what
you
made-
a picture of it.
I
It's
have.
amazing.
That's what scares people. Like made it official. Like, wait,
Right.
they have my license plate. They could come get me.
They know where I live.
And a lot of people make that decision very differently. Like, I've blown off a lot of things that have probably come back
Absolutely.
to get me.
Absolutely.
I've got some outstanding warrants in South Carolina I got to take care of when I was in college that
Yeah.
I just said if I never go back to the state.
I've got an outstanding one in Rome, Italy.
Right,
Oh,
really?
nice.
Yes.
You don't know anybody over there again?
Yeah, got a guy. I got a guy. Even
Warrant or a ticket?
It's one of those tickets. I mean, it was a.
Yeah,
it,
no.
it was on the interstate. It was one of those.
Oh, I thought you had a warrant in Rome.
Well, you might at this
It
point.
could be
Yeah.
at this point. It could be at this point.
What did you do?
But it's an unpaid speeding ticket. It's an unpaid speeding ticket that has just not been paid. So, I mean, I don't know if you land back in Italy. There he is. Come with
Fresh
me.
off the boat.
Right.
Culotta.
You're on a no-fly list now.
I'm here to see the Statue of David.
You
Come with us,
coming
dumbass.
with your money in your hand? Wait, I came here to pay it.
That's right. Where's the buffalata?
Couldn't find a mailing address.
But I mean, and then it was a very aha moment. Like, I ain't paying this bullshit.
Now that I think
Tearing
about
these
it,
things
yeah.
up, dude. I ain't sending my money to Seattle, Washington. Tore it up, man. So now I almost kind of like gamble with the.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're-
kind of like throw your red light at me and see if I don't punch it.
You're gonna
glad
get
we
knocked
didn't
on
light
your door
everybody.
today from
Yeah.
the cops. So you don't want to pay our tickets.
From Seattle,
Right?
You'll see him on Friday.
Jack, you're a huge Yankees fan, aren't you?
Die-hard Yankees fan.
Ugh, gross.
Grown up in Boston, in
yeah.
Mass.
Growing up in
I can pick between Yankees and Red Sox. I'm right nestled in between both.
but from Massachusetts.
I'm not
No,
from
no,
Red
no.
Sox.
You're
Oh,
from
Connecticut.
From
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, thank you, Lloyd.
I'm
No,
from
no,
Wisconsin.
no. I was trying.
Screw that
to
segment up.
Oh no, I was trying to make it seem like he should be a Red Sox fan.
I
Nobody
should.
really
I'm
knows.
closer
Yeah.
to Boston.
Last night the Astros go into
I
Yankee
hate
Stadium.
Astros.
I bet you do. Go into Yankee Stadium for the first time since they have allowed fans. And I mean, we got to really say out loud the bullet that the Astros dodged with COVID. I mean, coming directly off of those consequences and suspensions and firings after being called to the carpet by MLB in cheating during championship World Series winning seasons in which you beat the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, and the Los Angeles Dodgers on the way to the ring. And they go back to Yankee Stadium for the first time yesterday.
Still
and
no
during,
full Yankee Stadium, which
it's,
is
yeah, it's
unjust.
still not full,
No.
which that will be a scene in itself.
It sounded
but
full with all
it
the
did
booing,
sound
though.
full. What was the capacity? Was it half?
It's 20%.
20%.
It was low.
So it's got 20%
Of
of the
40,000?
Bronx packed into Yankee Stadium, and I mean during pregame, they are F.U. Altuve at the top of their lungs.
For like 5 minutes straight.
That carries over into the game of chants of F.U. Altuve. F.U. Altuve. Ta, 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 ta. F.U. Altuve.
Right there's the photo of the wire.
And so our guy, Bregman, steps up in the first inning in front of a 20% full Yankee Stadium that
But
is
full throat.
raining down on Bregman, Altuve, and Carrera. Get
I'm
it
watching
everywhere.
in public. I'm flicking them off
Yeah.
at the gym, and like I was doing like curls in the girls section, trying to look huge, bro. And they're like, "What is good with this kid? Why are you flicking off the TV?" And then Bregman hits one. Was 106 miles per hour off the bat.
It sounds like one of those punches to the face that you've heard that you may not have seen, that you say to yourself, oof. I mean, it had that sound of, bat to ball of just, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you heard it, you thought, that is out of here. And first inning, Bregman, I get chills telling it right now. Bregman steps up in the first inning in Yankee Stadium yesterday with the boo birds raining down on him. Everybody wanted a piece of him, and he smashes one. Smashes
the
one.
wind out of my sails.
Bro, smashes it into Hall of Fame Park in Yankee Stadium. And I mean, it's one of those Bregman moments, dude, that will live on forever. I mean, just
That's
nails, ice cold, stepping up in that moment.
Who you got as an ice cold killer like that?
I mean, the GOAT is MJ.
The goat is him. God, he gets to claim so many things.
Have you-
But I mean,
does.
that's why
He is.
the
I
GOAT.
know. It's
Yeah.
so true, though.
That is why he's the GOAT, because how many moments did you see him succeed there? I mean, how many moments did you see him get to that spot in the game and be successful? I mean, it's really what the legend of Michael Jordan is. I think for the early days of Michael Jordan, you thought he could fly. By the end of Michael Jordan, he won it all. He won everything. Every time that anything was on the line, whether it was even you could look back retroactively at his career and look back at the 1982 National Basketball Championship in the Superdome, NCAA Championship. He's a true freshman.
Spewing.
against Patrick Ewing in Georgetown. I mean, James Worthy's on that team. Sam Perkins is on that team. And a freshman, Michael Jordan, takes the winning shot. They call him Mike Jordan in the highlight. You know, I mean, it was
Not even MJ yet.
It's not even MJ yet, and he's doing what he ultimately became known for. It's because he could close it out. It's because you put the ball in his hands and he was going to win it, or at least he had the balls to take it, right? I mean, I still think when I think Michael Jordan, I think of him jumping over Craig Elo in Cleveland in 1989 after he hit a game winner. I think of him against Utah, 1997, Game 1, where he hits the game winner and he just turns around and he gives the
over Brian Russell
the fist pump, and what he just holds it right there. Or I think about him flying through the air against the Los Angeles Lakers in 1991, changing it from his right hand to his left hand over Magic Johnson, closing out the series. I mean, he was always winning, and the Michael Jordan fans, which I am the president of the Michael Jordan fan club, our go-to is 6 for 6. 6 for 6. He played in 6 championships, won all of them, and was the MVP of every single one. The book is closed. The argument is over. What else do you want to debate? He's the greatest of all time because he closed and he won everything, right? And I mean, though Bregman doesn't have that closing and winning power, yet he still has those moments.
Oh, that was ice cold last
I mean, that moment yesterday, bro, in Yankee Stadium, with them just coming down at him and them being America's most wanted in, you know, the biggest stage of the sport. Now, granted, it's still 20% capacity.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like it.
It did not feel like it at all. And he slams one. Slams one.
You think Willie Stout got some video of that?
It was the first thing I thought of. Because Bregman, he looks like such a dog after he hits it. Because he knows it. And he gives that strut, and he's rounding the bases where he's standing up straight, and he's not even moving his arms when he runs. He kind of giving that Bregman strut to it. And the first thing I thought was, Willie Stout got a lot of good material today.
Take that lens cap off, fella.
I mean, bro, like, I can't wait to see the highlights of this one, because this is going to be, you know, I mean, it'll be great, just great content.
What's the deal with that guy, Will Stout?
He made all those highlight videos for the 2019 National
Person of
Championship
legend,
season.
and then he skated away into the ether and just got
Good at
parlay
life.
job after job because he's so good at it. Now
Does
he's
he still work with him?
He went to USC after our 2019 run, where he was like the president of any video that came out. We were like hype gods on the internet, and then he parlayed that to USC, and then Bregman found him and hired him to do like his own personal videos.
Well, I mean, Bregman met him at LSU.
Yeah.
But it's scary to think about what Will Stout could do. Like,
I think he's doing it.
No, but it's scary to think about ultimately like what he might be
10 years down the line.
Yes, like 10 years from now. Because I think his ultimate goal was to work in the movies. Like,
Really?
he wanted to go to Hollywood. We had him on our radio show when he was at, you know, the apex of fame.
In the throes of it.
Like, kind of like the week after the Alabama hype video. I mean, Will Stout was as famous as the guy. He was as famous as Joe Burrow.
He's the talk of the town.
Yeah, I made this video.
I mean, it was Burrow and Stout were the two most famous guys in this in Baton Rouge, in the state. But I mean, it was. We asked him, like, what's your end goal? What do you want to do, man? And he wanted to be in the movies. He wanted to be in Hollywood, which I think he's outgrown. I think that he's probably
He's
so
a standalone
big right now. He's kind of a standalone where Alex Bregman goes to him and says, "Hey, man, I want to make you my individual hype guy. I mean, I want to hire. I mean, Bregman's $100 million athlete. You know, I mean, he's the face of baseball. He's one of the faces of baseball. And Billy Stout, Will's dad, was over at the undisclosed location doing some work a couple of days ago, and he is very influential and very recognizable. He's very present at Baton Rouge Ancient Athletes. Will's dad, Billy Stout, beast of an athlete, great dude.
He looks it.
Yeah,
He's still cut. He got that cut of the jib. He's still in shape.
He does. And you know, in talking to him the other day, he's like, I mean, the Astros are hiring him. Like the Astros want him to do work for them now. Like they've seen the work that he's doing for Bregman, and now they're like independently paying him on the side to do some of the Astros hype work. I mean, there is no telling what the in an age of digital media in which Willie Stout has cornered the market on knowledge and just kind of being front and center in everything in that industry. 10 years from now, I don't know what
I would
he
just
could
bounce
be.
around from cool sports team to sports team, collect cool stuff, meet cool people.
I mean, could you imagine being 24 years old, being Bregman's hype guy?
No, it'd be crazy.
No.
Traveling with him, having access to his lifestyle, to having access to all of his toys, to his whatever.
I don't know.
I'm there for the put the camera away moment. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Come with me.
I mean, just Stout.
You're
living
off
that
the clock
life,
and we're
man.
hanging
That
out.
is a hell of a gig,
Yes.
bro.
I don't know.
Great gig.
Does he have a cool room like this?
I don't
Me and
know.
Lon, man.
We can make one.
Yeah.
Advanaclean, remember Advanaclean brings you the Jordy Culotta Show daily here. YouTube, Facebook, and JordyCulottaShow.com. Find us there, but Advanaclean can help you. The rain, my goodness, bro. This rain that has been coming through
Is it over?
overnight. I don't know. I don't know if it's over or not, but last night was crazy, man. I mean, the stuff that came through, if you got any leaks around the house and you got water, fire, or mold damage that you need repaired, let Bradley Lynch and the pros over at Vanaclean help you out. Phone number is 225-369-5228, 369-5228, 225 area code, or online at advanaclean.com. That's ADVANTA, clean.com, ADVANTA, clean.com. Water, fire, and mold. I tell you all the time about what my personal story is for Bradley Lynch. On Christmas Day, I had a water stain that I saw on a back bedroom roof and sent a picture to Lynch. Lynch called me back 10 minutes later. Within 30 minutes, he was at the house on Christmas Day, diagnosing the problem, tell me how he could fix it. And one of the things that's great about Advanaclean and Lynch is that he takes the headaches out of what is a pretty bad process, right? I mean, if you got water in your carpet, or you got fire damage, or you got smoke damage, or you got mold in the spot, it's a pretty crappy day. You don't want to have to go through the entire process. All you got to do is call Lynch. Call Bradley Lynch at Advanaclean, 369-5228. He'll take all the headaches out for you over at Advanaclean. Water, fire, mold damage, think of Advanaclean. All right, we'll reset, get you ready for Cinco de Mayo here as we will begin the celebration. We'll also have your food questions coming up here at 8:30 this morning. Remember, Ask the Chef, hashtag Ask the Chef. We got a couple of questions already rolling in. Seem like very much a Cinco de Mayo theme in our food questions. Get them into the chef coming up here at 8:30 this morning, but we will continue our discussion here on the Jordy Culotta Show when we come back. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022, 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy at JordyCulottashow.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy at JordyCulottashow.com to learn more. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy at jordyculotta.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy at jordyculotta.com to learn more.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show here on Cinco de Mayo. Figure this, Lloyd's brother screwed up the time.
No, it's my
Just a house full of screw-ups over there at the Courtney's.
Except for Lily.
Except
She is
for
not
Lily.
A screw up.
It's my fault.
Lily was adopted.
she should have adopted.
Yes, that's right. Nah, she's the best, bro. We look forward to Lily, Courtney, and Lloyd's here. Sean will be showing up here with a handful of margaritas and some queso, so he'll fit in well to the set. The chef is going to be here at 8:30 this morning. Has some Ask the Chef questions coming into the bunker right now. Make sure and get inside. As I've liked the conversation today. It's usually we look forward to our guests, and we'll be back to our guest format here pretty soon. But some days, it just doesn't work out, man. Sometimes people's schedule just don't match up, and
you just get us.
Yep, and you just get
And
us.
there's
Well, I
nothing
mean,
wrong with
it's Cinco de Mayo everywhere.
And the conversation has been pretty cool. And we were talking about that Bregman moment at Astros Stadium, at Yankee Stadium, a couple of days or yesterday when Bregman.
2 more games.
Yeah, right. That was the first of a 3-game series.
Surely
And I don't
the
really,
fans
I
will
don't really
tire a
watch
little.
baseball, but I mean, like that type of
Yeah,
story
I
will
have to
bring
watch
you
that.
in. Yeah, like that type of story will bring you in.
See, that's what makes me like baseball when the playoffs come around, because the environment gets so tense on every pitch, and that's why I wish we could go back to college baseball in Omaha, because it's the same feeling. But like you can tell when the environment's right, and they're just the people in there are living and dying by every pitch, because you can change the game with one swing of the bat, and you can't really do that in any other sport.
It was. It's gonna be great theater over the next couple of days. As I saw where Governor Cuomo up in New York said they were actually opening up Broadway on May 19th, so things starting to kind of get back to normal.
Yeah, New York's open.
Yeah, they're
this
opening
summer.
up, man.
Totally open.
Really?
Yeah.
I was there for New Year's this year. And it's sad, New York City. What it's
Yeah,
like.
It was
weird.
sad. I was there for Burrow's Heisman presentation, which was December of 2019. And I am a enormous fan of New York City. Went there
Same.
as a kid a couple of times and fell in love with the place. Have been during winter, have been during spring, have been during summer, and had a good trip when there was nobody in
Hot
the
in
city
the
because
summer.
everybody was leaving because of the heat. But I mean, from South Louisiana, I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little
Summer.
chilly.
What did y'all run from?
But when I went back the last time, I could not get over, and this is trying to be as uncritical as possible because I love the city and it's just gone to shit. But the smell of the city, I could not eat in the
Really?
restaurants.
What?
Huh.
I couldn't for the first time. It was so disgusting that it permeated. It permeated the entire it permeated the hotel, the restaurants, and it got to a point where I was just like, I'm disgusted.
What
I
did it
can't.
smell like? It can't be worse than New Orleans smell.
Yeah, that's what I was
It was
thinking.
very,
That's
it was
the
very,
worst.
it was very comparable to dirty New Orleans.
Humid trash?
Just, I mean, and there was trash.
Oh, was it summer? That's
There
what it was.
No,
Do
it
they
was
heat up?
December.
Oh,
December
okay.
And there was,
2019.
there was no, there was trash on every corner. There were, it was,
That's odd.
it was the first time that I had ever seen in a big city like rats moving around in the street, and I'm telling you, like the rats that I've heard about in New
Those
York
aren't
City,
rats, those are like little dogs.
they are
Put a
puppies,
leash on
bro.
it.
They are puppies. I mean,
They're eating good.
they are
Well, they're not scared of you.
fat and happy, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I could not get over the smell of New York City, and just and I'm hearing some of the stories of from Mintz. I mean, Mintz is living in Hell's Kitchen for the same amount of rent that he was living in the Garden District in Baton Rouge.
It is crazy.
I mean, he's living in the middle of downtown almost. I mean, he's a couple of blocks away from Times Square, and he's paying $1,300 a month.
And splitting it
Insane.
It's splitting it.
with Playboy.
With like 7 other people.
Yeah,
in
I'm
there.
sure they
I mean,
did. I mean, that's the
granted,
way
it
to
is
do
the
it.
size of the UDL, but I mean, who's spending time inside of New York
I
City?
know, exactly.
You know, I mean,
You're
it's
paying for where you are, location.
it's crazy, man.
I'll
I
take
mean,
it. Let's go to New York, y'all.
I could go to New York.
We should.
We got to worry about the smell, apparently.
I mean, apparently so. Jordy can't eat there.
And
Never
I'm-
seen him eat anyway.
I know. Just
Almonds.
almonds.
Have
Almonds.
you been into like Madison Square Garden? Or
Yeah, I've been to MSG. I've never been to Yankee Stadium or Shea Stadium. I always wanted to see that, but I went to the old
He's here.
not before MetLife. What was it called? Where they played?
my
in New Jersey.
the Meadowlands.
Yeah, the Meadowlands.
You went there?
Now,
went there for a game.
that smells. That area is absolutely
Well, it's
repulsive.
it's in a swamp and it's in a trash.
It's in the sewage of all New York City. It actually is repulsive.
It is. It's unreal. Because like you forget New York is nothing but swamp.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like when you fly in, it's a bunch of swampland. I
Have
don't
you been
know.
to Boston?
I've never been to Boston.
Boston's clean.
Is it?
Yeah, Boston's very clean.
But Boston is definitely on a bucket list for just sports cities. I spent a summer in Chicago and fell in love with Chicago.
I really want
I
to.
sang the national anthem in a Cubs game.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
Wow.
With
I
a
didn't know you
choir.
could sing.
With a choir.
Okay.
With a choir.
Oh,
But
I
still.
thought you.
Okay.
No, but I
Don't
mean,
you
I
grab
like to
the
start
mic
it. I like to
solo.
start it off with that. Who cares if it was with a choir? I just said I sang
No,
the
but
national anthem
that
in
is
a
a
Cubs
great hook.
game.
That is a
It
great
was
hook.
when with Mark Grace was
Yeah.
that a guy? Yeah,
Yep,
he
yep,
was
yep.
there. I thought he was super cute. It was so much fun.
Wow. So it was like a school trip.
Yeah.
What a gig!
It was awesome. It was a very cool experience.
What
yeah.
a gig
Yeah.
for a school trip.
Especially for a girl who doesn't really like baseball.
Yeah,
I, can
I mean,
say
well, I
that
mean, it's a
did
great-
that.
It seems awesome.
Great experience that'll live on
I
forever.
need to find the vid of that and bring it up.
Yeah.
Please.
How old were you?
I guess 11 or 12.
Wow, what a cool
Yeah, I
experience.
know.
man. What a great
It was very
experience.
cool. I love Chicago.
Yes, Chicago's a great town.
Chicago is a great town.
Chicago's a great sports town.
It is.
Now, my experience with Chicago was in the summertime.
Summertime
so it
shot.
smelled.
I mean, no, the wintertime in Chicago is
God, it's brutal. The
Brutal.
wind. The wind.
They have banisters like rails on their chain link fence. When you're walking, I was like, "What's that for?" They were like, "That's to hold
You
on when
have
you're
to
walking
hang
to work
on.
for the wind." I said, "Are you kidding me? How do you live here, bro? And do y'all go to work if the wind is bad enough where you have to hang on to a rail? Because let me tell you, down in the South, if we see a flurry, it's over.
We shut down.
It's shutting down, dude. Like, I mean, nobody's driving, God forbid, walking.
You just eat it. See, the thing is, you say this is BS. This weather, it's so cold. While you have an iced coffee in your hand.
I know. Exactly.
What is
I would
this?
wait. I would love a wind day. Like, what an easy thing to like kind of avoid. Like, oh, wind's too bad to go to work. Like, all right,
Did you hear?
Anybody seen the wind?
yeah.
They're pretty much done with snow days because of this Zoom world we live in. Starting next year, like when
Yeah,
life is
that's
normal,
true.
snow days
Oh,
aren't a thing anymore.
In Louisiana or all over?
probably all over the country because you
Yeah,
can
because I
just
was about to
zoom
say
in
that they
now.
will-
Yeah.
because Louisiana will never get away from the snow day and calling off school.
No. Because you can't drive.
But it'll be on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It-
I mean,
it's-
the repercussions of the Zoom. You thought it was a good thing.
You
Then
did.
then
It was
you
a good
can't
thing.
sleep in on that snow day.
You did.
I guess you could just still say, whatever to Zoom, you know.
What are you?
Powers down.
Yeah, I mean, if Zoom would have been around for me in school, we'll still be there.
7 years, bro.
A lot of people go to school for 7 years.
Called doctors.
They're called doctors.
Dinner brought to you by Johnson Spillers, the dentistry over there, Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Looking forward to my trip. I'm actually looking forward to my trip to the dentist, which you do not hear people say.
You do not hear that.
You do not hear
do
people
not.
say that. It is because of the friendly service over at Johnson Spillers. Moreover, I need my teeth cleaned.
Veneers?
I got some headshots the other day over at Angel Oak, and I was like, yeesh.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
need to
pop
get my
in.
teeth clean, yeah, for sure. That's why I'm going to see Johnson Spillers. If you need your teeth clean, go see him.
Is Chad going to personally
Gonzalez,
clean your teeth?
He said he would. I mean, I told him I needed a
Get some content.
I told him I needed a teeth upgrade.
Bro,
said,
if
"I'm
he
the
goes
guy."
if he goes in on you, you're just gonna be a bloody mess.
That's, you know what? I'm
You
kinda-
feel better for
Somebody's
it.
Signing up
Somebody's
for
got
it.
to be there videoing that.
I'm kind of
Get some
signing up
pictures.
for it. I'm
Get some
signing up
stronger
for it.
gums. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Ugh, you got to floss every day. Do you floss every day?
Yeah, I
You floss
love it.
every day, Jack?
Well, I don't. I have the little pickers make my life easier.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
floss
But
stick.
you
I don't
still
I don't go
floss.
every day. I can't lie like he just did, but
Right.
I like
Yeah,
twice
I
a
mean,
week.
College
Yeah,
student
I
saying
don't
that
do
he
every
flosses
day.
Every day.
Get the hell out of here. But Johnson and Spillers Dentistry can teach you good habits about your teeth, and that's why I'm going over there next Thursday to see them. Facebook, all over social media, got a great website, johnsonspillers.com. You can actually book an appointment there. They can help you out with a little bit more than just the dental needs. If you need some Botox done, they can help you out with
Boyd.
that as well.
Put it right in my biceps.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I don't know what would happen, but I'm
that
down.
do?
What if we make a
Flatten them
creation?
out, wouldn't
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think we should try
What,
it.
pump
Chad,
it up,
get over here
dude?
with some
Yeah.
Botox.
Does it kill the muscle, right? Botox?
Yeah, it relaxes it.
Okay.
So I don't know what it would do in your bicep, though.
I thought it would like bulge it
I don't
up.
think so.
Johnson Spillers, go see him today. Randy Lanois says North End in Boston is the best field trip. We're in. Randy Lanois for sure. Speaking of field trips, we're due for a small town eatery with the Lanois and with Randy and his crew. Jacques Comrie says, I used to work in New York City. There's a different flavor of trash smell on every corner. I actually saw a homeless man crap in the middle of 33rd Street. True story. So
you
there's a
go.
New York City tourist attraction for you. Patrick Kimmery says, I've been to Chicago in the winter. The muddy, dirty snow is the worst. I can't imagine living in Chicago in the winter. I mean, just some of the
know.
stories that I heard from people while I lived there. I lived there I moved there June 1st. I drove to Chicago from Baton Rouge.
How far is that drive?
It was 16 hours, and it's one road. You go 55 north. You make one turn. You make a turn in Tangipahoa Parish
That's weird.
to get on 55.
Get your ticket and keep going.
55 north, 55 north, and you shoot up that 55 north. That interstate ends on Lakeshore Drive in Chicago.
Wow.
Yo, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes,
You come
sir.
with cocktails.
Cocktails early.
Sean Courtney.
Love it.
Nice, bro.
It's
Skinny
got a-
jeans and all.
That's right. We got a very different. We were talking about that last night.
Y'all do have very different fashion.
Exactly. We got
Very
different
Okay,
fashion.
little kick.
Thank you.
Little kick.
Yeah, this
Little
is a
kick.
big
I love it.
one.
What were we talking about, Lizzie?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, you just one shot it up.
One turn,
God, this is good.
55 north, straight up, ended in Chicago. I got there on June 1st and it snowed. On June 1st.
What? Gross.
It was a Baton Rouge type snow where it was just kind of flurries. But on June 1st in 2001, it was snowing in Chicago. And I thought to myself, I mean, I drove, I was like in, athletic pants and a t-shirt.
Dude, you're not
I'm
prepared
like,
at all.
What the hell's going on here, bro? I mean, I was kind of like freaking out driving. It was the first time I'd ever really like driven in
You're
snow.
like this jackwagon.
I mean, yeah, people no doubt were
Where are
like,
the snow tires?
yeah, what are you doing, asshole? I'm like freaking out. Like, what are y'all doing, man? I need a tow truck. Somebody pull me in.
Or a jacket at least.
Yes, I mean, I had no clothes for the winter.
Well, it's got to be easier now. Recreational marijuana is legal in Chicago.
Really?
Yes.
God,
Easier to drive in the
Louisiana,
snow?
Catch up,
Just
dude.
easier to-
Louisiana.
Wait,
where
what were
are
you doing
we?
in Chicago? Was it like after college?
My first radio gig, bro. I worked at the Illinois Radio Network, and they put me on the Cubs beat every day. I was at Wrigley Field every day at
Stop.
11 o'clock watching batting practice. My first assignment they sent me on. The Cardinals were in town. This is the summer of 2001, bro. Sammy and Mark McGwire. I'm sitting on the batting cage, standing on Wrigley Field at 20 years old with a throwaway camera, disposable camera, that I still have the pictures from in my bedside table of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa taking batting practice. I mean, I was like, when I got home, I called my grandfather. I'm like, you got to come up here, bro. Like,
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
It just sounds different.
I was on Wrigley Field today. I mean, it was like one day I'm driving 55 North thinking, what in the hell is this summer going to be like? What am I even getting myself into? And within 24 hours, I'm standing on Wrigley Field on the playing surface, watching Mark McGwire taking batting practice, standing probably 5 feet away from him. Here, listening to Tony La Russa, like, coach him and talk to him while he's in the batting cage, thinking to myself, what in the bleep am I doing here? How in the hell did I get here?
When are they going to find out I'm not supposed to be here?
Yeah. Like, I was like, ask some media guy. I remember looking back on it. Hey, man, will you take my picture? Like, standing on the field, and I can remember the guy
With
being
your little
like,
disposable.
what are you doing here? Like, I had a media credential on, like asking him to take my, I'm like, smile, like, you know, head up, sure, straight, bro, smiling big, sending the picture back home. Hey, like, just the golden rule of media. You know, like, you never show your ass.
Never enjoy the moment.
Never enjoy the moment, man.
My least favorite thing about it.
Never let them know you're smiling.
Yeah. You're happy to be here?
Exactly. Exactly.
Wait till you do it for 15 years and you're here every day.
That's exactly
I can't even eat a hot dog.
The first post-game press conference I ever covered doing that, it was Jerry Rice, because he threw out the first pitch at Wrigley Field, and they always brought the first pitch guest into the I'm like thinking to myself, what? This is amazing, bro. This is amazing that I'm here covering this, doing this stuff. But Chicago is, and I know that they've got their BS just like every town does. But the summer that I spent there, it was one of the coolest experiences of my life, man. I mean, just
I love some deep dish.
Just falling in love with the cuisine, falling in love with. We went and saw, like, on Navy Pier for July 4th.
That's cool.
We were there. Dave Matthews played at Soldier Field for 2 nights on July 6th and 7th. And we stood.
Was that a thing?
Well, I don't know if it was, but they had a big outdoor concert in Grant Park. It's kind of like the Chicago Blues Festival.
Yeah,
it was like a New Orleans Jazz Fest.
So many festivals in the summer.
Chicago hot dogs are my favorite. I love a Chicago dog.
What's different about
they
it?
they don't put ketchup. That's like blasphemy.
Thick.
Same. They are, but they put like onions and relish and like all the things. And they're just good. And the bun is like poppy seed. They're good. It's good. It's a good dog.
Speaking of good, bro.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. Got a little spice on the rim?
1.5 of these and your boy is the life of the party.
Yeah.
Everybody circle up. Dance party.
Who wants a home loan?
You get a home loan. You get a home loan.
What's your credit score? You're in.
Y'all want to come meet at Modesto?
Hey, we'll find a way to get you in. Don't worry.
We're coming back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show right here on YouTube, Facebook, and JordyCulottaShow.com. We will have the chef,
Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
Jean-Paul Bourgeois, next here on Jordy Culotta Show. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com to learn more. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy at jordyculotta.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy at jordyculotta.com to learn more. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, live on this Cinco de Mayo as we sip on Modesto margaritas, compliments of Sean Courtney, which are fantastic.
Excellent.
They
Like
are
a little heat on the rim, brother.
I love that.
Superior's gonna get out of business.
No way, bro. $17 a margarita.
Yeah, come with the king, you best not miss.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Speaking of the King was back in South Louisiana this past weekend and looked like he was celebrating with his crown on. My man, Jean-Paul Bourgeois.
Or a crown in his hand.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. From Austin, Texas this morning, checking in. My man is all over the world. Where in the world is the chef? He is in Austin this morning. Welcome back. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, man. I wish I could be in studio with y'all. Margaritas in hand, man.
That's
That sounds like the good vibes right there.
So
Yes,
I was
sir.
asking you if you were still in South Louisiana. Swing on through. How was the trip home?
The trip home was great. First time in Grand Isle, Louisiana, in probably 15 years. I haven't seen it. I haven't been back there in so long, and I'm, like we didn't grow up going there because we didn't have a camp, so we had to get invited and so on and so forth. But man, I just have such great memories as a kid being there and fishing out of there a lot of times, and it was just great to be back. And when I was talking to my mom, and I said, "Hey, well, we're gonna be passing through for my birthday. We might as well stop in Louisiana and hang out for my birthday." I couldn't think of a place I wanted to be more than Grand Isle, Louisiana.
Nice. Well, it was. I'm sure it was beautiful to be back home. What's in Austin? Why Austin on the next stop?
Well, Austin, it was one of these cities in Texas that we wanted to check out and see and kind of spend that time with, because we'd been to Austin many times, always for events and different work stuff, and we just love I love the food scene here. I love the whole feel of that Central Texas Hill country surrounding Austin, and so we wanted to just check it out. My wife's from Texas, and so we have a lot of family. Both of us have family here in Texas, and I just wanted to give this place a shot, because earlier in the year we spent a week around Houston and Conroe and all that area north of Houston, then Dallas and Fort Worth. Really kind of doing the same thing, just not for a month at a time, you know. So we know Texas is kind of up there on the list of places to move. We're just not sure where it would be if we wanted to move to Texas.
The craziest Whole Foods market that exists is in Austin, Texas.
It's like the original, right?
I think so. It's got like 3 levels. There's 3 elevators in it.
Oh, see, I never make the Whole Foods trip. I always go to Buc-ee's, dude.
Yes, Chef, is that where you routinely get your fresh produce? I mean, how do you, once you get to a new place, where do you find the essentials, the ingredients?
Well, one of the first things we Google when we get into.
Did you hang up?
I did not.
Our different counties,
Oh,
so we're.
I got
you still there?
Yes, sir. I got you. Go ahead.
Sorry. One thing we do right when we get in is Google where the closest farmers market is, and that could be whether it's in Austin or in towns nearby, or when they happen during the week. Right now, we're in prime kind of farmers market areas all around the country, being late spring and early summer. We're just seeing a lot of great vegetables come up all around the country, and so that's where I like to really target first. And then, I mean, go to HEB. One, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And 2, they always got what you need. I know a lot of. I did hear that. At least go check out. They do have great produce, but I would say farmers markets are first, you know, and then I kind of just. I do like grocery stores. So grocery stores is somewhat of like weirdly my happy place. I love making grocery lists, going to the grocery store and just kind of roaming the aisles. So there is some kind of like gravitational pull for me to be like, yeah, let's just go to like the local grocery store. So, you know, those are always, you know, what's also fun is a lot of kind of, you know, ethnic supermarkets. So around Austin, they'll have a lot of like Mexican ingredient supermarkets and things that you wouldn't have at a local HEB or Whole Foods or farmers market. And that, you know, they're importing stuff from Mexico to cook the foods they have around here. And obviously there's a large Mexican population here. So that's another place, other places I'll be checking out a lot. Yeah.
Chef, we got several Cinco de Mayo related questions for you today. The first one from Ashley G. What's your go-to guac recipe?
So I learned how to make guac while I was, oddly enough, in France because, and this is yeah, that was odd, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why. Because when I went to culinary school in France, there was an exchange program, and many of the students were from Mexico City. And I got to be friends with a lot of those guys, and that's how they taught me how to make guac the way they do it. And it's really, and it's very simple, probably a lot different from what a lot of people put in their guac. But one of the keys to it is mincing your onion really. I like to use white onion. It's not as pungent as yellow. Mincing your onion really fine, adding a pinch of salt to the onion, and then a nice squeeze of lime juice to that onion, and let it sit for like 10 minutes before you do the rest of your guac. And what that does, the salt and the lime kind of macerates that onion, softens it up, and pulls some of that moisture out of the onion into that liquid. And then that helps flavor the guac. It's such a really great little trick, especially if you have kids that don't like crunchy things, like crunchy vegetables in their guac. I don't mind it, but I know, you know, like some people have that little thing, but it just helps soften that onion and flavors it. But then it just goes, you know, I have that onion in there. It's salted. It has lime juice. Then I go nice, soft, ripe avocados. And I like to whip it up pretty good. And I usually save one or two avocados towards the end to fold in so it has some like chunky texture. So I have that creamy avocado like guac, and then I have chunky avocados folded in, and then last minute I do cilantro. I try not to beat up the cilantro too much. I want that to stay fresh and unbruised, and so I always put that in last. And the biggest mistake I find when making guac is not putting enough salt, because it's such a fatty vegetable, fruit actually, that it needs that salt to really pull out those flavors of the cilantro, lime, and avocado.
Agreed.
Avocado's a fruit?
I saw the look on your face.
I'm pretty sure avocado is classified technically as a fruit.
You're right. Yeah, it's right.
What determines a fruit or a vegetable if it has a root?
I don't know about that.
I'm asking him.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not gonna. I draw the line of calling it
At
a fruit.
botany?
Why? I don't know.
Okay, next up for Patrick Kimmery, what's the secret to a good carne asada?
Man, I can't speak on that.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't want to guess on such a classic and timeless dish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pass on that. I'm sorry, Patrick. I just don't have
That's
the
all
answer
right.
to that.
That's
Nice.
all right.
The first. I mean, we've been doing this a month and a half now. It had to be a first time for everything.
He's still got Grand Isle brain, dude.
Do you have a?
I mean, if you asked me like what's my secret to fajitas or something like that, I could give you an answer because that's more like
Well, tell us that.
Tex-Mex. And I like using skirt and I like using a marinade that I make. I make a marinade out of a bunch of cilantro, a little white onion, some garlic, some lime juice, olive oil, vegetable oil, and salt, and I blend it up really good. And I marinate my skirt steak in that, and then it's just the hottest coals I can get, white hot blazing coals, and then I get a good grill caramelization on all that flank steak, so I don't overcook it and it stays nice and tender. But I love flank for my fajitas, and I love like a simple lime and cilantro with oil marinade, and then over white embers is my way to go.
Yum.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I talked about it. He made it sound so much better.
Yeah, it really does.
Do you have a go-to Mexican dish?
Man, I'm a sucker for fajitas. I really am.
Yeah.
I just we search out. Again, like I told you, my wife's from Texas, from West Texas, loves Tex-Mex. Really, kind of didn't turn me on to Tex-Mex. You know, in Louisiana, we have Tex-Mex restaurants across. I didn't grow up with what's the one in Baton Rouge?
Is it La Fonda's?
Is it La Fonda? Shoot, I don't know. But we grew up with it, but it wasn't really like something that it was a standby for our family. And so it took her coming into my life to be like, yeah, let's go eat more Tex-Mex. And we pretty much we'll search it out over a city. Like if we're in a city for a week, we'll find a Tex-Mex place just to see how they do it. And I find fajitas are a great just how good. Tell me how good your Tex-Mex is, and order the fajitas, and it's good. And I always get and I also like a green sauce enchilada, like a chicken enchilada with tomatilla green sauce.
Love a green sauce.
That's kind of a classic order for myself.
Yes.
What was the meal that you made that impressed your wife?
Oh, I made her. I would have to say the lasagna I made probably
Italian. Go figure.
Yeah, I was working at a Roman Italian restaurant at the time, and so I had all the ingredients and all the kind of know-how to do it. And I made fresh pasta. We had really great ricotta from New York. We had homemade tomato sauce. We used different things in there, and I made a nice, I don't know, probably 10, 12 layer lasagna. And she had told me that, I kind of cheated. She had told me that was one of her favorite foods. Mm-hmm. So I went out on a limb and tried to make my best one. And I think that's what kind of got her attention. Like, oh, being married to a chef could be kind of cool. Yeah,
That's right.
You said that was intentional. You had kind of pre-planned. Was that like the meal? Like, all right, if this doesn't blow her socks off, then I might be in trouble here.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what kind of. Everybody grew up with a different type of lasagna. I feel like, like some people use it, especially in the United States, when you can't get ricotta at your local grocery store, use cottage cheese. And I wasn't going to do that.
Don't do that.
Even though I like cottage cheese, I wasn't going to do it in my lasagna. So yeah, I mean, she hadn't had a lot of my cooking outside of the restaurant at this time. She had come to the restaurant a couple times with friends, and you could really put on a show with a restaurant crew of kitchen people that are looking to impress your buddy's friend that he's trying to impress,
Right.
So but this one was all by myself in a kitchen, making it from scratch. And so I knew that was the first time I could really just cook for her myself.
Chef, one more. Do you pay your red light tickets?
Do I pay my red light tickets?
Yes.
Yeah, I pay my red light tickets. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Wow.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I am not trying to get on the fuzz's bad side on any city because I love them all. So.
If there was ever an example of somebody who shouldn't pay speeding tickets, it would be the chef with the way that he's bouncing around the country. You'd never be able to find the guy.
150 states.
It was good to have you back home in South Louisiana. Thank you for the Cinco de Mayo knowledge, and have a great trip in Austin, Texas, man. We'll talk again soon.
Wonderful, guys. Thank you, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
There he is. There's the chef checking in this morning from the road as him and the wifey on the road to Austin, Texas this morning as they go set up shop at in a different city. What a cool life.
Oh, well, that's what makes the content so good. Is every time he's somewhere else.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, back, I'm just in the
know.
kitchen. It's like, no, I'm in Austin. No, I'm in Grand Isle. No, I'm in South Carolina. It's
Yes.
like, my God, I'm jealous.
I didn't know
Up the Whole Foods in Austin, Texas.
It's unbelievable. Is it the
Yeah.
original one though?
It
think
is.
it
Well,
has
that's
to
where
be.
it started.
has
Yeah.
to be. But it is
Well, it's like the mall. It's like the Mall of America of Whole Foods.
pretty much
Yeah.
is. I mean, you could charge admission to the place.
Yeah, everything comes from Austin. Like all the baked goods and things you get in any Whole Foods, it all
Really?
comes from Austin.
I didn't know that the chef went to school in Paris. I didn't know that
I think he's
I mean,
probably got a
what-
lot of stories like that.
What a life, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
the cities that he's lived in, the food that he's cooked.
Bears, wow.
Appreciate that. All right, we're going to talk to we will talk to our Modesto representative, Sean Courtney, here shortly as we close out today's show. Remember, all of our stuff is brought back to you by RMB Builders. Get in touch with Rhett Bourgeois and his crew over at RMB Builders as they can help you out today with a custom-made home. They can also commercially help you around the office if you need something done. They can restore anything that you need done, remodel a house, an office, a project that you want done around the office or house. Get in touch with them today over
All
at
the things.
rmb-builders.com. Yeah, that's right. I'm expanding the bathroom.
Love it.
over
Putting a
at the
tub
house.
in. You gonna
Putting
put a tub in? Are you a tub
Long
guy?
time coming, dude.
Are you a bath guy? Are you a soaker?
I'm a soaker.
Okay.
I'm a soaker.
Okay.
But
Like
have
an
not,
Epsom
you could play
salt
for the
soaker?
Jets.
have not had a I mean, I've not had a bathtub.
Do
really.
you not? Don't you have like 3 bathrooms in there?
I have 3
and
bathrooms.
no tub in any
2
of
and a
them?
half.
But
2
no
and a half.
tub?
a
Just
tub
showers?
that's just not functional to
Okay.
what you could comfortably soak in.
Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, if we got tub money, might
So, I
be
mean-
the time to ask for a raise.
We'll be back with the Jordy Culotta Show.
Get the hell out!
Tub
Let Lloyd
money.
get his hat first.
Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, jordy@jordyculotta.show.com to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. jordy@jordyculotta.show.com to learn more. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Welcome back into this Wednesday edition, Cinco De Mayo edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. Been fun here on this Wednesday morning. Appreciate everybody's interaction. All the questions for the chef, Jean-Paul Bourgeois, who's on the road this morning, heading to Austin, Texas. He's going to set up shop at his next location. We are live here at the UDL. Katie usually, when we have guests, goes and sits off camera, but with the addition of the chips and queso on the set,
made herself at home.
She's just gonna hang out and sit here during.
Like she's eating Indian food,
That's
just on the
right,
ground
that's
with her
right.
hands.
That's right, Cinco de Mayo here as we celebrate with margaritas. Compliments of our friends over at Modesto, over there on Burbank. If this man sitting on the couch looks a lot like Lloyd, that's because that's his older brother.
That is typing up his liver third like I'm working for him.
Right, Sean Courtney. As you look good, bro. You look good. Different fashion between you and your brother. Where did you guys fork? Where was the fork in the road?
Well,
Adolescence, high school,
I started
college?
smoking pot a little earlier.
Yeah, when your Christmas presents are always clothes.
Yeah, one body took advantage of them, and I was like, I don't need any of these.
Wearing this stuff, so I just kept getting them, and you never did.
Yeah,
that's
Rocking
right.
the Mac Weldon's hard.
yeah. Need a sponsorship.
The margaritas are flowing beautiful this morning, bro.
Yeah.
Tell us about what is special. Yes, yeah, I said, taste that.
Yeah.
I taste that. Got a big meeting coming up at 11. I feel like I'm going to be closing. All right, tell me about Modesto, bro. You guys over by campus, huh?
Yeah.
Get up on that microphone. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. There you go.
3930. So we've been almost a little over a year.
Okay.
So doing a little Cinco de Mayo event today. Most of the event's going to be outside, 50-foot tent, couple bands, extra 85 seats, outside kitchen, outside bar.
This is a
Yeah.
dangerous question
Super
because it
different.
might not be you. Are you across the street from Mike Anderson's?
No.
So tell me
So
where
the
you are.
walk-ons.
Okay, walk-ons.
Yeah, in that same
Okay.
complex.
Like where the bookstore is,
Gotcha,
that little
gotcha,
spot, you
gotcha,
get into that
gotcha.
little area?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So-
primo.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
been
good location.
It's been good. Hopefully with full capacity this year for football, we'll be cranking.
Oh, dude, I got a picture of the turf facility they got going on out there, and it looks unbelievable for a football, like a great little tailgate.
So did you guys open around football season last year?
They opened during the pandemic last year.
Ish.
So I've only been here for 2 months.
Really?
Yeah. So
And they
moved
brought
down-
you over
moved down
from
New Orleans.
New Orleans. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So what about the place? I've never been. I want to go. The margaritas are great.
Margaritas are great. Very Latin authentic. Our owner is kind of more Mex, less Tex.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Very authentic menu.
Okay.
Great chef team there. So it's definitely a place to check out. We've been,
Nice turf.
What are you guys going to do around football?
no plans yet.
Okay.
We'll see. If this tent thing kind of takes off today, that could be a possible kind of tailgate for the bigger home games.
Yeah.
Or maybe some post game stuff. I mean, it's hard to compete with walk-ons.
Yeah, but do you-
get
yeah,
the
but
overflow.
it's catch
But
and
if-
fill
if
over,
you're-
dude.
if you're the
I've been
next
out
door
with a good-looking
neighbor-
guy before, I know how to catch some
If you're the
spillover.
next door neighbor, you're not competing.
No, we're good.
Yeah, right.
Well,
We're wingmanning.
Exactly,
You know
yeah,
what I
we're
mean?
in this
Like,
together.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Just put a couple of TVs out
Are
there.
you with walk-ons? You don't want to hang out with them? Come on over. Have you tasted these margaritas yet? Have you seen the turf?
You know what beer you want to mark?
That's
Perfect.
right. This is true Mexican, man. Come on in. So what's going on social media wise? You all over the place?
Yeah, all over the place. Instagram, Facebook,
All the things that you can catch
TikTok,
people at.
which I don't get, but our social person does.
No, I know. I'm the same way. I don't get it, but our people get it, and it's everywhere. Growing up with Lily, she put pressure on you about the food. I mean,
No.
okay.
I think it was just something we always kind of did.
He gravitated more toward it than I did, in terms of like he's actually like Sean's very skilled in the kitchen, like in his own right. So he got that from Lily, and it turns out it was. I mean, we weren't playing teams there, but somebody had to hang on the couch with the dad, so
Sure.
I would take that
Sure,
role,
absolutely.
and Sean was in the
I
kitchen.
thought you would clean the kitchen after.
Absolutely.
No,
Turns out,
Absolutely.
too immersed
I'll
in
smoke the
movie.
weed.
Yeah,
You make
eat
the
the food,
meals. It's all good.
then we'll all
we can
pile
be a big,
dishes.
what a great big team together.
It's a production.
So what's the hours?
We are 11 to 10.
Okay, that's college.
Yeah,
That's some
every day.
college.
We'll probably
hours.
look at extending a little bit on the weekends. We can get hopefully some more staff cranking.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking
I'd
of,
I'd imagine your personnel is all college kids, huh?
No, it's a good mix.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean the thing for a restaurant was the pandemic kind of hit in two ways, right? So it's either everyone kind of in the beginning was shut down and much slower, and now it's you can't staff a place.
Yeah.
Stimulus checks are hitting, and with the college crowd. But I think LSU ended already.
Yeah.
They're done.
Just ended.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they're all.
Well, I
they're
mean,
all-
you can
they're all
tell if
shipping
you
out.
drive on campus, man, it's back to the open world again, man. Get
Just
the hell out of
swinging
our
through.
city.
Yeah.
Let us have our streets back.
Yeah. So hopefully we can, staff up and get ready for football season and crank throughout the summer.
Yeah, if you're looking for a place to work, look behind my head. Now hiring, eatmodesto.com.
For everything.
Put in your resume if you know how to make a quesadilla. If you want to learn how to make a quesadilla, they'll probably put you in there. And if you actually know how to do it, they'll definitely hire you.
Eatmodesto.com. The margaritas are fantastic. We appreciate the support on Cinco de Mayo. Thanks for driving out to the undisclosed location. I know it's so far away out here. Please do not tell anybody where you are. I know that you've signed the confidentiality agreement.
I did dirty up a couple of
all
those
good.
Marvel Spider-Man
It's all good.
collection editions.
It's all good. It's all good, buddy. Thank you. It's great to see you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Eatmodesto.com. Go over and check them out. Same shopping center as Walk-Ons. They should be up and popping here for football season and around everything that's going on. Katie is inhaling the chips and salsa that is live here on set. We're about to jump into it. Have a great Cinco de Mayo out there. Thank you, everybody who interacted with us today. Like, share, and commented on our page. Please get that out and get it moving. We are compliments of Go Chevrolet every day, and our audio, video, everything that is on demand and podcasts is brought back to you by RMB Builders. For both the Courtney Bros, Lloyd and Sean, for Big Jack out of Stores, Connecticut, for Katie on the floor shoving chips and salsa down her throat. I am Jordy Culotta, signing off for the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.